Morning, Urban Explorers. Sunday morning, June 11th. Down at Boulevard Crossing Park. I'm doing a Sub-Area 3 walking tour today. I wanted to show you something interesting here. This is a very interesting part of the Beltline. It's called Sub-Area 3. We're on, this is Englewood Avenue and Boulevard Street. I'll show you in a minute Boulevard, but I want to show you a couple things here. In the distance here, I'm over here by one of the soccer fields at Boulevard Crossing Park. Those of you that have been on the Atlanta BeltLine tour, you know about this park. We stop here and sort of point out that it's one of the BeltLine neighborhoods. Back over there where that pickup truck and those cars are, look at the land beyond those cars over there. That is the site of the old Englewood Manor, which at one time was the so-called low-income housing project that was taken down many, many years ago. That land is owned now by the Atlanta Housing Authority. And those of you that attended the Atlanta BeltLine quarterly meeting recently may have remembered they talked about James Alexander, who's the head of affordable housing and the Housing Trust Fund for the Atlanta BeltLine Incorporated, talked about the fact that they had formed the Beltline ABI, Atlanta BeltLine Incorporated, had formed a partnership with the Atlanta Housing Authority to develop a plan and execute a plan for the Englewood Manor property. That is what they were talking about, that land with the trees. That is a huge piece of property. I forgot how many acres. I think it's 30 plus acres, and it's almost a mile long. It basically runs all the way down Englewood Avenue, which is what that's all about. If you remember, I asked the question there of James that evening and asked him what the role of the Atlanta BeltLine was going to be, and he said primarily planning. But that's pretty exciting news because the Atlanta BeltLine is right across the street. This is one of the soccer fields in what's called Boulevard Crossing Park, and where those transmission lines are those power lines up ahead, the Beltline runs up underneath those transmission lines, right basically at the top of the hill there where all that kudzu is. This is part of what's called the Southeast Trail. That's the 4-mile stretch of the Atlanta BeltLine that runs between Glenwood Park and University Avenue in Adair Park. That 4-mile stretch, which it should be acquired by the end of this year, the Atlanta BeltLine should be acquiring that from CSX. It's all part of the South Side Trail. So we're doing a walking tour today. There's Boulevard Street right over there in the distance. There's the light right there is the intersection of Englewood and Boulevard. So we're actually on our way to Glenwood Park now. That's the ending point of today's tour. We're just over here having a little picnic lunch. We've been doing picnics on these tours. It saves time and it gives people a chance to really take in the environment that is the Atlanta BeltLine. And one of the points that I made just a few minutes ago when we were over on Hill Street was that the Atlanta BeltLine is so many things. You know, it's way more than just a transit system. It's way more than just a biking and walking trail. It's way more than incredible restaurants and an arboretum and an art gallery. It is really a redevelopment project that is transforming the city of Atlanta on virtually every level. Social, cultural, housing, and the Atlanta BeltLine and its partners are addressing issues like job creation, affordable housing, education, hunger. They're putting in urban farms to help create food sources in places where there was no food sources. I'm talking about fresh food sources. So if you hear this video, keep that in mind and share this with your friends. The Atlanta BeltLine is so much more than just even an infrastructure project. It really is a complete redevelopment. Well, let's put it this way. It's a catalyst for a complete redevelopment of the city of Atlanta in virtually any way you want to define that. So anyway, there's your update from the Atlanta BeltLine for today. Hope you can join us on some tours soon.